I timed it. Aha. So maybe I do learn. Ah, there we go. Yeah. I feel like maybe my chat might be broken in this view. No, it isn't. Hashtag welcome, people. So, right now, I'm doing this stream because I kind of had to do the stream on, well, on Wednesday maybe, and then on Friday, and then, well, yeah, that didn't happen, so I guess I just need. Hold on. Am I hearing voices? Nope, not this time. Oh well. Yes. So I have been postponing things, and at this point, I can't postpone anymore. So I've tried my best to prepare. Well, you might be right, because that depends on what you mean by bad. But yes, I do not feel bad right now, but I did feel bad before. Yes. But this is nothing new. This is all shit as usual. So, basically, I'm changing my battery if y'all don't mind. So today's stream is basically starting with drawing just to kind of get going, get people on stream, and maybe figure out some details because I want to possibly have some people on stream for the second part. And the second part is the new format of the stream. For specifically Telescope, I will go over release updates. And yeah, I kind of gathered and went over the release and what have people done. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot, but at the same time, as for interesting stuff goes, not so much. Yeah, it seems I look at myself in the views in here, and it seems like I might look a little bit weird. Hold on, let me check. Like, I think there's something with my this eye. I wonder what the fuck. Hold on. Oh, there's nothing going on specifically. It's just I probably just didn't sleep yet for, I don't know, getting closer to 20 hours by now, but that's not even too much. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I don't stream usually if I don't sleep for some time. So, anyways, gonna fix my webcam in here because it doesn't work as usual. Yo. And for those who aren't aware, this my starting stream screen is the whole point is that at the times where I'm just waiting for the stream to start, I might just find myself bored, so I can work on drawing this. But I'm gonna put on some music if y'all can hear anything. I don't know if you can even. Oh, never mind. You can't. Oh, there we go. Some monotonous rhythm shit. Yeah. So I know right now might not be the best time to. Hold on, I'm trying to adjust the fucking volume then. Okay, right now might not be the best time for me to work on code, but I still will at the end of the stream, and the end of the stream might be the worst time to work on it because maybe right now I have some semblances of sanity left, but as I imagine as stream goes on, I will lose those, and I don't know if I will have any left. Oh well, what can you do? Unlucky, I guess. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be monitoring if there are any interesting. Nope, nothing interesting so far. Oh well. Okay, so what are we gonna draw? This shit I'm just gonna save and maybe start something new. Maybe I should change the background. Not really, not in here. I don't want it to change for the whole time. Okay. So I'm just gonna start with some random background color just to have some, because you know white is white and it's not interesting if you do it all the time. Alright, we have this weird color, whatever this is. And now I don't know what to draw. Of course, but I know how we solve those. You just draw a dragon. Easy. Now, I think I'm gonna do one of those dragon days. I haven't done those in a long time. I wonder how close am I to 100? I think I'm like at 70 something, so 30 more, which one could say, oh, just a month. And I would tell them, oh, you don't know what Dragon Days is, do you? You might have a vision of it, what it should be, but not what it is. Anyways, what position am I thinking of? I keep wanting to see the neck bend a lot. I don't know what it is. Also, I know my mic just doesn't let you hear this, but there's been like kind of weird drilling going on in the background. And that's really cool for you that you don't hear it, but I fucking do at times. And that's always fun. Interesting, I'm seeing shit in front of me. Oh well. So, I have been having those moments at times where, let me think if I can form the argument as I go. Oh yeah, I've been thinking like, how much stuff do I want to say on stream about my ongoing life? Because there's some stuff that I kind of want to share at times, but I also feel like some people don't know and it's best that they don't know, kind of thing. I don't know if I want to open the rabbit hole, basically. Because people watch me from different sources. They could know me from IRL, they could know me from a Discord server, from some community. Who knows, like... But at the same time, the things I want to talk about aren't specifically a secret, and these are, like, about me, pretty much. So, at the end of the day, it's like, if you get close enough, you'll find out either way. And if not, well, you're just not interested anyways. So, yeah, I don't know, because every time I go on stream, it seems that I don't really want to... I think I ruined the sketch vision that I had. Like, I had a cool sketch and then I kind of ruined it. I don't know how. You know what? Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, I know. It's just, I keep going on back and forth with the feeling of like, oh, I want to share shit, but then maybe not. Oh, yeah, true, 7TV. But at the same time, I'm not like putting myself on the 7TV front page, which I could. I have the power to. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want this one to have huge hands. How does one make unproportionally huge hands for a dragon? So let's roughly outline this. Like, it needs to be more like this. But yeah, I mean, I don't have that much issue with people who completely don't know me. It's more about people who kind of know me, but not really. And then the whole introduction to what I am is gonna be about just some stuff that's kind of not really, I don't know, it might be, dude, the fucking drill, I can't, this is why I can't sleep when I try to sleep. The fucking drill. Anyways, I forgot what I was gonna say, and this hand looks terrible. See, you don't hear this, and it might seem like I'm like, I don't know, schizophrenic, but I assure you, I'm not schizophrenic. It's something else. But if anything, that is not a part of it. Yeah, not yet. See, I haven't gotten to that level yet. I've been farming for some time, and I've farmed for some lower level stuff, but not schizophrenia yet. Dude, I see this dragon like staying like going up the hill like an epic like showcase, like, oh yes. Okay, so what I want this to be like I want this to be like a cool poster. Now, problem is, right now I kind of don't really understand what I'm doing. It's like, you know how people might have like this, I don't want to say a filter, but more like a, I don't know, awareness of what they're doing and what they're like from the outside perspective. They have some sort of an idea. And I just completely don't have this right now. And this might put me in maybe weird situations, but at the very least it might make me draw shitty. Pretty much. So, see, the problem my problem right now is that I'm drawing parts and not the whole picture. And I should stop doing that because that just doesn't work in the end. Well, it does when I do faces, but with other stuff, I'm not that. Ooh, what if I make this dragon like standing up? Like, ooh, okay guys, okay, yo, let me tell you about this game called King's Bounty. King's Bounty, dragons. I'm just googling on my other monitor. I'll tell you a little more. Once I am able to. Oh, they don't have good showcase of this, I guess. So, you know, there's Heroes of Might and Magic, which has become popular as fuck, and like that's like the classic of times and shit. But you know how Heroes of Might and Magic weren't the first to introduce the concept? The first to introduce the concept was this game called King's Bounty. And so they were the first, and then Heroes of Might and Magic made it into like a series which expanded upon the concept and like did better, like improved graphics and shit. And then King's Bounty came back and did their own version of the game called King's Bounty, but at that point Heroes of Might and Magic already had become popular. So it's like people see King's Bounty as this Russian clone of Heroes of Might and Magic, but really they were the first ones. But what I wanted to show you is how they have dragons in King's Bounty. Let me see if I can actually show you a video, because yeah. Right, so there's this video, hold on, of gameplay, and maybe you'll see what I mean, because the dragons are animated and are kind of cool, some of them. So one of them I want to take as like as a reference. I'm just trying to find a good reference point. Looks kind of shitty from many angles right now. Okay, you know what? I'll just better show you this. So look. So it might look kind of shitty right now, but see, there's this red one standing upright, and the two, oh, I don't know. See, the game is in Russian, and I don't know. Either way, these are the two upright standing dragons. And this is kind of something that I want to go for. But yeah, the gameplay is basically the same. Nothing super new here. I just want to see the red one move. Oh yeah, I guess he flies, but they walk when it's short distance. It's a kind of a cool animation. But yeah, this is what I want to draw. There's always these cool drawings of like sketches Fuck. Of dragons, like when the screen is loading, you always see this like a sketch of some kind of character. I wonder if I can find this King's Bounty loading sketch. Ah, yes. Oh, hey, boop to you too. Welcome to the stream. It's just me trying to show you a cool dragon from a game. And failing at it a little. And having hiccups. But that's not new. That shit happens. Loading, I don't know, loading screen, maybe? I don't know what to Google. Oh, that's right. Okay, yes, I have found it. And let me find specifically a dragon one. If I can find one. And maybe I can't, because I have found a bone dragon sketch. So, oh shit. Yeah, this one, see, like, there's like the background part, this bone dragon, but I think there's an upright standing dragon or like a black dragon. Somewhere on these sketches. I always fucking like, I think this was my first experience with a game just putting some sketches of their characters on loading screens. It's really fucking cool. What? Dude, this cola is fucking amazing. It's maple syrup cola. See, it's Quebec special, and it's fucking super expensive as compared to regular cola. But it's literally the best cola there is. There's also cola vanilla, which is good classic always, and it also kind of tastes or kind of is more expensive generally, but yeah, this one's fucking good. Yeah, most of them do. I was really surprised to see like cola subtypes of this kind. There's a Mexican one with I think sugarcane and some other country or maybe British Columbia or something with like cherry or weird shit like that. I didn't really like it. But maple, it fits so fucking well. Yeah. Yeah, sugarcane was not bad. It's like slightly altered taste, and I think sugarcane sugar is generally better than the other sugar, I think, but I don't know. Hey, welcome. So my problem with these dragons, like how the fuck do you draw arms if they're especially standing upright? Like, because I do struggle with drawing arms on animals and dragons, and I don't know. Like, you kind of treat them like human hands, but you also kind of need to make them cartoony enough to make like some anatomy negligible, but it also has to be like believable. So see, like what I'm doing, I'm like doing this thing that like humans have, but it's not supposed to be like that, really. I don't know, maybe I should skip hands for now. Maybe I should just follow the general shape. Maybe. Dude, I'm so glad I'm not starting. Yes, it is Photoshop. I'm so glad I'm not starting with code, and I really don't want to transition into the coding part or the whole telescope part because I feel like I don't have enough brain cells right now for it. But you know, it is what it is. I did prepare and I do have notes and I know what to talk about. It's just блядь. Yeah. That. Yes. Exactly. Just blech. There's not much else I can add to this. And also, yeah, so if you're making a dragon stand upright, like, what do you do with the dragon's ass? Like, it must have an ass then. But how do you draw a dragon ass? I mean, I'm sure, like, furries, I guess, would know, but, like, I don't really... I don't have... no vanish. Yeah, I don't have experience with that, so like I'd have to like guess what a dragon ass would be like. Even though I've seen some draw it like not specifically dragon ass, but I'm sure like including it. Like, look, this looks fucking weird. You know what? I give up on the idea. By the way, I have decided it's bad because the worst part of dragons in me, or the part that I suck at the most in dragons is drawing their limbs. And when you do the upright position, like it's even harder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people, I guess, assume like a animalistic character is like equals furry, or like if you have something on your avatar that's you, which kind of is true, but is kind of also not. It's like I don't know. Yeah. So at least like I have some idea of how to draw hands when they're on 4 legs. And right now I'm failing miserably again. So you know what? I'm gonna just draw a body for now and just see how it goes from here. Because I don't want to ruin this more. So this, I'm gonna make him like...
Shiny, but it's no star.
Tryhard.
Tryhard. You fucking scared me. Thanks for the tip. Did I keep forgetting about these notifications because like how rare I hear them? But yeah. Pog. Tip. What was I saying? I don't know. Unlucky. Well, hey, I'm not saying people to donate. If they have the means to share a cola, then sure, but I know there are many more better uses for your money than donating to a streamer who is not consistent. Or, to be fair, I know many would say that about any streamer. Not that they're not consistent, but about, like, why the fuck would you donate? I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm having his body with this weird shape, but I don't know where to go from here. Like, maybe I just leave him like a fucking snake. Snake. Well, I mean, if this is what you want to go for, yeah. I like badges myself, but I was lucky to do stuff for 7TV at a critical point in time to then become an admin. I feel like if I can do this cartoony enough, maybe I can get away with some anatomy shit. Like, I've looked a little at those, at how they do it in the in King Bounty, and maybe see. Yeah, this looks shit. This looks terrible. Why? This is awful. I suck at limbs, man. How do you draw limbs? Do you? Ugh. I feel like, dude, no joke. I started streaming. Well, I didn't go to it. I like attended the whole like esports part event online thing, so it's not like I went anywhere. I mean, like as esports goes, I think Overwatch League was a really decent like display of esports, regardless of what there is to say about Overwatch and Blizzard and shit. It was very well put together. Like there was this whole Twitch campaign with like different views from esports. Like you could support your teams by buying skins in game, which is maybe not, right now is not a new concept, but maybe, I don't know if they introduced this, because I know Dota does this now, but I'm not sure who was the first. Anyway, I feel like say what you want about Overwatch and Blizzard, but Overwatch League has done a lot for the development of esports. Even though it was abandoned now, still, while it lasted, it was pretty cool. Dude, I don't know what, like, why do these legs look so fucking terrible, man? I can't even... Yeah. I think Rainbow Six came out after Overwatch. You know what? I'm gonna leave this. Like, he's just gonna live as a snake for the rest of his days because I didn't make him arms and legs. Unlucky. How the fuck do you learn to draw arms and legs for dragons? My answer would be just like keep trying, but like I see the thing with me and dragons, I don't want to take references from any kind of animal because I want dragons to be their own thing. But at the same time, it's probably smart to learn a bunch of animal anatomy, and then now that you know it, you can combine it in a way that's unique. And you have like general patterns. You see how animal structures are formed, like animal bones connect, and like where muscles usually are. So you can kind of guess if that was a real creature where the things would go. But that would mean I'd have to actually learn shit. And problem is, if I just learn one animal and get used to it and like don't continue looking at others, I just get used to that animal and I draw the dragons like exactly that animal, and that will bias my dragon drawings, and I don't want that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, this is what people... Oh, when I started the stream, I legit thought, dude, maybe I could have had a stream of VR drawing. Problem with VR drawing is like it drains my... like the life out of me, and it's so hard to set up, and it would take a long time. But honestly, if chat really wants to see me draw in VR right now, I will make the effort to switch and to set it up and to do this, because I know I can't last in VR for longer than a couple of hours, and I know I can't last long today. So it's not gonna be for a long time, but at the very least, I don't know, it's kind of a cool thing to do. I would probably enjoy it. So, what am I? Right, dragons. Well, it doesn't mean that I have to like have like a single... Oh yeah, another thing I've been struggling to draw is dragons with like open mouths, because I generally struggle with like the whole perspective of the open mouths, I guess. So like, yeah, this is the inner side of the mouth, let's say. And now I'm drawing the outer. And I learned that dragons look more like the drilling, fucking drilling. Why the fuck, dude? Isn't this like a weekend? What the fuck, man? I'm not sleeping right now, but if I were, this would fucking suck. But yeah, I learned that if you have thin jaws in dragons, they look more majestic generally. See, like, this looks weird because I don't really know where to go from here. But I guess what I could do is just pretend I'm just drawing like one with a closed mouth and just continue from there. But I am just generally kind of lost on how to draw these. Like, see, it looks wrong. It already does. And I don't fucking... Yeah, I need more practice with these. Because that's how you get better with practice, but I don't want to draw shit. So, yeah, unlucky, I guess. Never mind, no practice for me. So, next thing. Now what? Let me think. So I thought about it, and I don't know. I kind of want to draw more on Onyx and Sora whole thing, but I kind of don't like how blocky Onyx is, and how like generally they're made from simple shapes and they're kind of too cartoony. So I don't know if I can make something that's just more I don't know, realistic, I guess, while using the same characters. I think right now I generally have a problem with understanding space. So I remember like I made a remaster of Onyx, but I think I've added a horn to him. There's like a horn on his nose. Kind of makes him more evil, but also kind of more serious. I don't remember if he has any, like, I think he still has the hair. That makes him look like one of those, like, how I am. Good question, because if you have asked me this maybe 10 hours ago, I would tell you I am terrible. But now, not really. But if you asked me maybe 30 hours ago, I would also say I'm terrible, but not right now. And I don't know if right now really matters in context, because the tendency for lately has been that I do feel terrible. But yeah, it's just how it is. And there's a bunch of shit I gotta do this week. And it might be that the doctor has forgotten to make a prescription. Well, I think that's the case, because like I've checked to get the prescription, and they said there's like no refill on this, even though we had a call and he said, oh yeah, I will like prescribe you this. So that's been fun, because I kind of need this, and like it's been I don't know, this is gonna be a weekend and then another weekend, and then there's gonna be a Monday, which is a holiday apparently, and then I'll have the important day where I have like 2 meetings and one fucking most important interview of my life, and a bunch of shit to do for deadlines. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. But at least I fixed his eyes. Maybe. I don't know if they feel really well. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of this annoying character from Sonic Riders. Name is Jet. Every time, I don't know why, like, games or like they make these characters that are basically based on birds, and every beak makes a character look stupid. That's why I don't like having this shape for dragons, because it looks like a beak and it looks terrible. At the same time, like, I don't know, it seems logical, but something's wrong. Like, see, I'm like, I don't, yeah, this is all I can do. Minimalism, guys. Minimalism. Amazing. I guess we're just doing sketches today, which is cool. Honestly, I like sketches, but I know people might not because it doesn't produce a good outcome. I don't know, final product or whatever. So, see, a bunch of some time ago, I asked people like if they want to participate in the stream to talk about Telescope, and I keep checking if anyone has responded, and well, nobody has. So, you know, I keep trying to have like this community thing, but the community doesn't really show up. But it's probably also difficult to show up when I don't give people like a concrete time period most of the time. Yeah, true. I would generally agree with you. But as a streamer, ready? Well, almost, I would say. I feel like I want to like draw a little more, but I feel like I'm kind of not making anything good. So like, what's the point of continuing trying to draw while I'm failing at doing so? Right.
Oh, what?
Bruh. Damn. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Smash that button. I guess maybe the message wasn't about Telescope, but was about being ready for this, and I was not ready. I'll tell you that. I was not. I'm never ready for shit. I could probably work on some alerts, honestly. I could probably like maybe make like some kind of image to put it instead of that placeholder like octopus shit that I put in, and I should probably finish the whole animation I have on the follow button. But okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna get out of this one. Maybe if I open Adobe Animate, it actually opens. And I can actually continue working on the animation that I have abandoned. And this might bring me a lot of pain because... oh shit, no. Didn't change the language when I was searching. As I was saying... I don't remember what I was saying. So... yeah, I need to find my polo animation. Now that's a whole other adventure. I don't know if I can find... Ooh, hold up. I wanted to I need to stop getting distracted, man. Okay. Animation. Look for animation. That's not where it is. Projects. Yes. Okay. Problem is, I don't know where I put my animation. Maybe it's in streaming. Alerts? No. Animations? Yes. Okay, cool. Which one is... So this one's 1 megabyte, so I would assume this one's bigger and it includes the actual animation. Let's see what's in here. So this is what I have right now, and I'm not sure why there are no eyes. I wonder because I didn't do them for this frame. I have no idea what's going on. I have opened this maybe like a year ago. Okay, so I was working on these frames. Okay, cool. It's also kind of lagging a little, but it's gonna get better with... Yeah, see, it got better. Yeah, okay. So I've changed these frames, I guess, and I was drawing these ones, and I think what usually happens with Animate, I work on stuff, and then eventually, as I forget to save things as I go, it crashes, and I load the version, and the version is kind of too far from what I wanted to be, and I just abandon, because like, fuck it, my progress was lost. But now see, the trick is to forget that you have had any progress to begin with by having really big breaks in between. I'm gonna add animation tag, and I don't know for how long I'll be doing this, probably not long at all. So don't worry, I will change the whole telescope thing soon-ish. I think I usually use this thing. Use pressure. Yeah, I think so. And I think I use the default one. All right, so what do we have here? We have 1, 2 frames, not filled in kind of, but it's really just the one right now. So, yeah, this might not be that interesting, especially in the beginning, because I, as you might know, am an artist that struggles to draw straight lines. And I know this is like the first thing you learn, but somehow I guess I missed the memo and just never learned. I'd better draw you a dragon instead of a straight line. I guess I'm not doing that bad right now. All right. So what I'm doing is basically like doing a middle in between the two colors. So the blue one is the next frame and the green one is the previous frame. And to make the animation smooth, you need to have the in-betweens be very close to the other frames. So yes, I'm making my animation smooth, but to be fair, I was missing those frames altogether. So I don't know if that counts as much. But still, I guess it kind of does. Oh yeah, I remember, yesterday I returned for a second in learning French again, as I do randomly, because I keep thinking like, oh, I've spent so long learning French in school and I don't want this whole thing to be in vain. But then I kind of make effort to remember things and then I forget them again. Unlucky, I guess. What else can I say? And yes, for this one, I do recommend you please to remind me to save, because in Animate, It can crash and it will crash. And Animate, sadly, is a program like this. And honestly, I should really transition into another animation tool or program, but I haven't fully gotten used to one. I want to transfer to Moho. Anime Studio is also what it's called. And it's pretty powerful. And at the same time, like I'm just used to Animate right now, and I have this project unfinished in Animate specifically, so that's why I'm doing this. And either way, what I want to do is frame by frame animation. And I wouldn't say it's Moho is bad on it. It's just I wouldn't say it's the best at it either. I think for frame by frame specifically, Animate is the one. Okay, so I've made a transitional frame. Let's see how it looks. See, there's a lot of inconsistencies here that kind of bother me. But at the same time, it's good enough, like it's smooth enough, and it's kind of decent, honestly. So what I need to do is to close up these lines, finish like this, see like how the lines don't end together. The horns specifically, like how they just go into the distance, those should be like they should meet the lines so that I can have like a color put in there. But yeah, generally I think it's been okay. All right, I think I'm done at work. I have done one frame of animation today. You don't hear my claps, but clap, 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 I guess. So I'm gonna save this shit. That's, I guess, not that bad, but it's barely anything. I'm gonna slowly transition into the telescope portion of the stream. Let's see, I have 8 sketches, 20, 28, 29. I don't have, okay, 29. Great. All right, stream. Let me collect my thoughts first. Right, so I'm gonna make a short transition, like 5 minutes. Not gonna take long. And we're gonna talk about Telescope, and I'm gonna call people in here that care about Telescope more than probably a lot of people. Oh well, maybe hopefully we're gonna have someone on call, because there is something to celebrate on Telescope. Anyways, see you in 5 minutes. Aw man, you are unluckily late. I'm changing the category and I'm gonna talk about a project in coding. So if you are interested in that, stay, I guess. But if not, just saying. Yeah, right. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, and I'll be back, and we'll do Telescope. I know you don't hear music. I'm changing music. I'm almost set up with stuff. I was muted. I am a dumb fuck. Okay, cool. So, anyways, that's good because I haven't called people to come in yet. And that's lucky that I haven't. They will not see my stupidity. And I know you haven't seen me in the corner. It's because I need to restart the camera. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, you hear me now. Okay, telescope. I've showed you the thing, the web page, the web service. Yes, so it takes... What it does, it takes blogs from like sources such as Medium, WordPress, DevTO, and other different blogs, and it puts them all together and displays them on that website, basically. And it kind of reformats them. Let me show you a little more, just so you have an idea what we're dealing with. And at the same time, I will just set up things so they will work. Might as well. If I can find my camera. Oh, hello. Hi there. It's me. And it's telescope, as you can see. Yes, so they're all, like, the telescope is mostly just this web application, but you can also, like, there's this whole sign-in thing that apparently doesn't work. So anyways, I thought it did, but someone said it did. But yeah, apart from that, there's a dashboard which looks like this. Yeah, SSO is not working. It's saying basically SSO is the authentication, the logging in part, the signing in. Yeah. Anyways, now that you kind of know what Telescope is, I can actually talk about what we've done. So I'm gonna announce the thing so people will actually come here, which I'm always nervous about, but it is what it is. You have to tell some people about your content. Otherwise you won't have any viewers. Alright, I'm gonna start talking because, you know, the introductory part isn't that important. So, Telescope has been going pretty well we have had our, let me tell you which release, release 2.7 release, to not make a mistake. And each release takes 2 weeks. And maybe the music is too loud for y'all. Yep. Yes, so each release takes about 2 weeks, and this release has been pretty fruitful. So let me tell you, it hasn't even happened yet. So let me show you 2.7. 83 closed. As compared to, let's say, previous stuff, well, okay, maybe some came close, but this is so far by far our biggest release. 2.7. So that's pretty cool. And I have looked over at what the things we have worked on mostly were. And there's of course a bunch of tests added for, let's say, search or just the new projects we have started, because those need unit tests. And I have even reviewed a test, a PR. But at the same time, oh yeah, I did add labels. Shit. I hope I don't forget this. I need to describe this in the blog. Anyways. Thanks, Tekken Music, for being very pog and very loud. I hope y'all didn't have your ears bleed. So, aside from the tests and a lot of bug fixes and visual fixes on Telescope and Dashboard, I saw there's a lot of fixes on Dashboard. There's some fixes in the logging in service, and that's all cool, but I have a plan to follow that I made in here. And if you're not familiar with what I'm looking at, this is a GitHub Projects beta. It's basically a tool to organize things, and I use it to make presentations for meetings and, well, the stream right now. So this is the list of issues to spotlight, and basically, aside from docs, tests, bug fixes, and visual fixes, which I know those are important and those are polishing things, but I am mostly interested in the new stuff, and there is some interesting new stuff in here. So, this issue, create the docs microservice. So apparently we have done this in really a single release, and the amount of issues we have completed related to this is pretty big. Like this has progressed so far as compared to some other newly started projects. Like let me show you. So we have made labels for things. Let's see, what's it called? Docs or Docosaurus? I know it's an area. Hold on, I might be blind for a second, but yeah, it is Docosaurus. Yeah. So these are open issues, but let me show you. 19 closed issues. 19. This project has just started. Well, okay, maybe not all of them are issues. Half of them are PRs. Okay, let's just say roughly 10. 10. This is still a lot, because usually when you start a new project, you just have maybe one issue, which is proof of concept, and the second issue is like, I don't know, just adding tests to it, or some like adding Docker to it, or just some technicality that's not really that exciting. But this is exciting because look how much shit there's been here. And maybe there's a lot of like, there's a bunch of good first issues, which are mostly like visual fixes and stuff, but this is probably the most progress I've seen done on a project in a single release. So and also the issues about it have been assigned. So as I'm trying to show you and demo you guys the microservice and the whole thing that we did, I also want to show you how the whole projects thing has been reformatted and organized. So each project has this side panel. It's located in here, right here, and it basically gives you a rundown of what you're dealing with. So it gives you like a location in the code, which I personally lack a lot. It's like, okay, well, I want to contribute, but where? Like, where? And then the setup stuff, and then the team, people, who do you ask, basically, about if you have any questions. So this is just some organization that I did at first, but let me just show you the actual project, and I'm gonna follow my own instruction that I have written down at some point, because first I don't remember my own instructions, and second I'm just gonna prove how you know, instructions are nice. It's nice when you are not completely lost on what to do. Okay, so I'm moving to SRC docs, and I'm gonna do my PM start in Telescope. Port 4631. 4631. And it's setting up, by the way, but so since this is a new thing, it hasn't even been uploaded onto a host, but it will be soon. People are working on it. Okay, so this is basically a web application, as you can see, and this is like a tutorial kind of starting page, which hasn't been changed yet, and I kind of want to play around with it, and hopefully I have time to. I want to add, okay, don't tell this to anyone, and I hope if I make it work, it will just be like really cool for people who look at it at first, and like they're just gonna be like, wow. My idea is that, you know how there are scroll animations? So I want to have like this image of a sky with a planet in there, and I want on scroll to like a circle to go over like this planet, and just like circle is like, ooh, hi there. And it's like, cause it's telescope, like you're telescoping onto a planet. That's the whole idea of the naming of the project. But yes, what this project does is organizes documents about Telescope. So there's guides of getting started, of installing things, different things really. And there's this old document that needs to be updated, sure. But do you see how we have a bunch of like pages in here, and all the effort it took was to create those MD files and use Docosaurus to like basically parse them, and we don't need to add any of this formatting, like it does it for us. And this is kind of low effort, high reward situation. It's always nice to see, like, we've just started this whole idea, and here it is. Like, here's the result. It's really fucking amazing. Yeah, like, see how many docs we have, apparently? I was just confused by the footer suddenly showing up. But yes, this is, yeah. And the UI was not really even set up by us too much. It's like it's built in. Okay, so there's this, which I feel like is the biggest and the coolest part of all this. I'm gonna close this before. Oh no, I have so much shit open. Oh no, give me a sec. I'm literally lost in my own folders. Okay. I'm gonna close this stuff. So there's this, and I'm gonna move these to in progress because they have been assigned, and there's one thing assigned to me, which is to play around with CSS, which is kind of cool. All right, next thing, React Native. So React Native is a React application which is cross-platform, and that means you just basically make code for an application, and that application works for desktop, for iOS, and for Android. And they basically have this is like the first step pretty much, and I'll show you like what right now there is to this point. Have I even... Hold on, give me a sec, because I've had the images and yeah, okay, here they are. Yeah, this is basically what they have. Oh, okay, don't look there. That was my big fucking project that I did like a year ago, maybe. Yes, they just have the starting telescope screen and the buttons in here with a search screen, which, you know, a big part of this is working with the new technology, and Android Studio I know is a pain, as I heard. So honestly, I don't know if I want to go in there and try to contribute, because it seems to involve so many different things and steps. But yeah, they have made it work basically, and have made documentation on how to run it. And I've tried some steps and I have not been able to run this except for the Android Studio part of it. So yeah, I just asked for screenshots, honestly. Okay, so this is another thing, another new project that has been on its legs. A dependency visualization project, and the first part of it is being able to collect dependencies from our files. And what this does, I just want to show you a little in code how it works. It's not that difficult, or it's not that complex if you look at it. So I'm not going to show you like much code, but I will just show you what's up. So in here, there's a function get dependencies, and like this just starts reading files. And this, when you gather the dependencies, and maybe you need a bigger. When it gathers the dependencies, it splits them up. So this just fixes the formatting. But essentially, this just does the same thing as we did before. So the most important part here is this part. It lists things, and the things are, well, the searches for this shit. And what this means is basically like a search filter to filter out .pnpm files. All right, hold on. Is this an actual thing? Okay, never mind. But yeah. Either way, this is basically the kind of a proof of concept, or the first step. And I thought that, like, how would you even collect dependencies? That's such a like weird concept. But really, what you need to do is just read the files correctly, and that's it. You just gather the information from the files. It's like all the information is already there, and we all know how to read information from files. So that was nice. Like, I expected this to be more difficult. Okay. Next. Yep. image zoom feature. This is just a small new feature for the actual web app, because usually what we see are just... That's interesting. I wonder if that works. Kinda does. Interesting. Anyways. Zooming in on images kind of works. Basically, my problem with this is that we need to somehow get the original resolution of the images, and I don't know if we can do that because maybe blogs don't give us the original resolution. They already give us the chewed on version with like really low resolution shit. But yeah, the basic idea is here, that we can enlarge in it and we can make it smaller with a click as just a new feature. That's, you know, as compared to fixing a bug, that's more exciting. So hey, these are the highlights, I would say. Also, I've noticed a lot of unit tests being done, and I don't want to really go over them too much because it's kind of a niche thing, and I don't know how to show it that well. But just believe me, there's been a lot of unit tests done, and we need more. We always need more because we're developing these new tools, and like everything new needs a new test. It's like they go in pairs. All right, so a highlight of this segment and this release has been some of the meetings that we had. So, of course, we have our planning and triage meetings, and those are cool. But we also had finally our Supabase meeting. So this has been a thing for a long time. I've kind of taken on or try to take on a lot of this. So I was like, okay, we need to document all these new ideas, and we need to figure out and have the basic understanding of what those mean and what those are. And one of those things is Supabase, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? I know it's like backhand. Well, at the time I did, and like that was it. Like I didn't really get what was it, and so I was like, yeah, okay, so we need to organize meetings, or someone else said that. Either way, we've had a bunch of meetings on Supabase, and what it essentially turned into, I remember one of the meetings was about some person just showing how it works on their machine and trying to make it run. So that was the whole thing, and I kind of, yeah, it wasn't really clear. And then there was another meeting on it, and see, the timing of those meetings wasn't great because I wasn't in the greatest state to ask questions. And then when we had a final meeting this week, I was finally, not even, but I made effort to ask questions, and finally we have a lot of shit to work on. So let me tell you about Supabase first, because that's been also a new thing we have been adding slowly to the project. So Supabase, what we have added for our release so far has been the authentication connection. But like, okay, Supabase is authentication then? Well, no. So let me open Supabase and see if I have done any useful, apparently not. Well, okay, this is what I needed, honestly, just this link. So this Supabase, this is their documentation if people are interested. And like this, there's this stuff in here, there's like these explanations, but let me show you something else. So as I've been listening, I've been making notes and trying to like just write down all the useful information as it was said. So I've kind of made this scrap document on Supabase in Wiki because it's so easy to edit and you don't need to wait for reviews because it's in this birthing stage basically. So what is Supabase? It's a package, not literally .pkg file, no, but a package of many things. And remember I said authorization? Yes, it does include authorization. What it also has is, I feel like, yes, there's this thing called blob storage, and I do not fully understand what that means, but I think it's connected to having data stored as blobs, so you don't, like, it kind of protects the data a little bit, but yeah, this is as far as I know. But I feel like an important part of this is the database. So it comes with a database pre-built, as in all you have to do is just like connect the database and it's all set up. And like, well, duh, you just connect any database. What's the point of Supabase? Well, see how it has another things here like WebSockets or Kong, which is an API endpoint. Like, what does that mean? That means you install Supabase for your backend and you pretty much don't need anything else, because all these things, auth, blobs, whatever that is, database, an API for that database, which means like you already have all your requests, responses, gets, posts for the database and to and from. They're already there. All you need to do is connect it to your front end. You don't need to deal with all these layers of things to really have your backend completed. So that's the whole point, and this is what makes Supabase kind of difficult to follow, is because it's integrated into so many things in itself, and to truly complete the project of integrating Supabase, well, it takes in a lot of components, and we need to make decisions on like, what do we want to convert to Supabase structure and what do we want to leave as is. And so far, I'm pretty sure people like just want to convert a lot of things. So this is why we had this issue made, because we don't even understand how many stuff we can include. Honestly, my throat is kind of hurting. Sorry. But look at this list. This is all the stuff that we could do and we plan to do. See, like, look, this is about auth. And these are, I guess, steps for auth. See, like, I'm trying to read this and there's just so much. But yes, I have found out what Supabase is, and it's somewhat cool in a way that you can get into Supabase and you can choose an area, and it could be if you're familiar with databases, you could just go into Supabase, like it's connected. I feel like with Supabase, specifically on the database part, I feel like as soon as we connect the database part, we're gonna have all those APIs ready. I think we'll have that ready. I don't know if we're gonna have all the auth stuff done. I know we have planned to also have backups made automatically and stored somewhere. I would assume on Supabase, but yeah, that part we might or might not have completed. I struggle with English. Well, shit. But yeah, hopefully you know what I mean. Yeah, I agree that we probably would have a lot of things left to do in the end. I don't know if we can do all of this before 3.0. Okay, what is this? React Native? Oh yeah, so you know, like I showed you this React Native starting stuff. So they basically need to just start adding shit to it. So like, you know, about page, homepage, display posts, like all this stuff essential to our telescope. So this is what's to come. This is what you will see in the next release, hopefully. But yeah, it's pretty cool in a way that they've just started this. And if you want to work with React Native, this is a pretty good time to hop on, because the issues in here aren't necessarily difficult, and they allow you to kind of toy around with it and just really figure out how it works. Okay, so there's been a point made in the meeting that someone wanted to add, because we have this amazing website with our documentation, maybe we want that documentation to be translated, or at least support different languages. And what we decided is that, well, we don't really update our docs, to be fair, that much. There's a lot of outdated documentation, and now we are adding another layer to it with languages. This is just going to be too much stuff that needs to be updated and worked with all the time and engaged with. We're basically not going to be able to do that. So instead, why not just start from a single page? And that page being the About Us page. So now people are adding themselves to the list of what they can translate it to. So I'm gonna contribute with Russian and Ukrainian languages. I will probably struggle with Ukrainian because I barely remember it, but this is something I know is a good thing to work on for people who are new to whole open source concept. Because once we're gonna add the ability to change languages, all you have to do is write just text. Just translate, literally. It's not really coding, but it's a good first issue. That's a label, literally. So I would imagine for the next Hacktoberfest, this is gonna be like a gold mine for people who don't know what the fuck to do. I know I was one of those people. And I keep thinking about, like, what are we gonna leave behind when we end our semester? Like, for the people that are gonna come on next year, and for the people who are gonna just start with the first open source class. People who are gonna try to, like, do stuff for Hacktoberfest. Because I remember that was, like, terrible. I just want this to be the, like, very, as easy as it can be for them. So yeah, this is what I think about in my free time. What else is in here? Oh yeah, I've started a couple of docs here. I've shown you Supabase documentation one, and there's been talk about how authentication works, and turns out it's very fucking complicated. And the problem is that it's never described anywhere. So I thought, well, just describe it somewhere then, in a single place. So this is basically what this is about. Just making a document that would explain the intricacies of auth. Yes, because apparently there are many. And I've tried to figure out, like, so yeah, this seems pretty simple to me, but then as you go into Seneca SSO part, that part seems to be very, oof. So, you know, if you want to work on something complex, work on auth, I guess. I know for sure that one's kind of complicated. All right, so where am I? Don't mind me being lost. Right. my plan. Oh yeah. Right. So I've told you what Supabase is. I want to talk a little about Docker because I have made some research or done some research, basic research on it. So, Docker. You might see this in many serious projects and you don't really know what it is. Well, what it is basically like a wrapper for your back-end stuff. So, you know how people like could have different platforms, like they could be on Windows, they could be on Mac, they could be on very old Windows. Me, apparently. My Windows isn't new enough for things. But yeah, and there's always problems if there's different versions of things. You always like need to update them maybe, or maybe it doesn't work on the newer version because they've changed something. Well, Docker basically is the single environment that is constant, and you tell it what to run. You tell it, oh, just use this version of Node, use these files, and you set those parameters, and you don't need to worry about things being incompatible. Now, in theory, this works, but as I have tried to deal with Docker, I think I have actually not been able to make some things work because of my Windows version. So we'll see. But why am I talking about Docker? Well, because I kind of want to get into that topic and try to contribute into that area. But yes. There's this thing, if you have noticed. I don't know if you have. But 3000th issue, and it's a fucking ESLint issue. Can you imagine? Doesn't sound exciting at all. Like, I see there we have a lot of priority high ESLint stuff. I don't even know what that means. It sounds like, I know ESLint is a formatter, and it seems like we just need like config files changed, and apparently it's priority high because it makes a lot of bugs. But why now? Like, why is it so sudden? Like, I don't know, man. But this is our 3000th issue, and I have asked people to come along on stream to maybe, well, I don't know, how else would you celebrate? We're in COVID. We are having classes online, so maybe we could meet up in life on campus. Now, I don't know how much do people actually care about a 3000th issue to really come on campus for this. My guess would be not really. People wouldn't really care that much. But maybe for an online gathering, maybe people will gather. But I don't know about that. It seems like not really. So, yeah. We'll see. Maybe as I do more of these streams, people will become more comfortable with those. But at the same time, like, we already have 2 meetings to attend at 8 fucking a.m. and I don't know if people want to go on a kind of technically a meeting about, because it's about Telescope, that means it's kind of meeting, so it's kind of work, so it's not exciting, so it's not a celebration, and it defeats the purpose. So I get it why people wouldn't want to show up. Dude, this track, I forgot it existed. It's so fucking good. Anyways, yes. Hopefully people come on my stream more. So, there's this issue assigned to me. And it's connected to both Supabase and Docker. And I, as a professional programmer and open source developer, can tell that by reading the issue name. That's literally the only fucking. That's how I know. I honestly, I don't know what I'm dealing with here. I don't know. Like, I'm reading this. We need to define a file, YUML. YUML. It's not YAML. It's YUML for Supabase containers. I know Docker is a container, but apparently there are Supabase containers. To define how to run the containers in development CI versus staging production. So I think those are just different configurations for Docker, maybe? There's actually something like this in Docker Supabase, in another YUML, which we don't need, but you can use as a base. Okay, so we can start from a file that we don't need. File can do things like open ports. I actually understand that, which we don't want on production to override variables. Okay, I actually understand part of this. We then use this file in okay. Now, what I get from this is we are kind of changing some configs to run things on different versions of Telescope. That's a good explanation, because that is not how I understood it. So, you know how like I want to have you watch like a live experience of someone like struggle and overcome and succeed at fixing an issue, which is something people kind of are not sure of and they're like lacking. But I'm telling you right now is like one of the worst times for me to work on an issue because my brain right now, I wouldn't say is in the best state. But maybe if you see me struggle more, you'll think better about your own progress, because you're gonna be like, well, damn, at least I'm not that bad. So there's always a positive. So I'm just gonna start with looking at the files. I'm just gonna look at all the referenced stuff to maybe try to make some sort of sense of it. Define dev stages. Okay. Okay. So my problem is that I don't understand the YUML files. I don't understand why they exist. And I know there are YAML files, but why some are YAML and some are YUML? And why... I think YAML files are config files, basically. But this is what we will have to find out. Thanks, Epic Music. Okay. Right. So I need to look at Docker stuff. Can I even find Docker stuff? Docker Supabase. Yes, there is such a folder. Good. Good start. Dev Docker Compose Dev YUML. Okay, such a thing exists. Cool, cool. I'm gonna Just give me a second and I will open this whole thing. Oh, okay. See, because I know there are Docker files and I know there are JSON files, but I do not know about other things. Okay, so we're gonna look at, again, Docker, Supabase, dev, Docker Compose. So this is a good start for whatever we're supposed to make. Okay, cool. So what do we see here? Well, it is, yes, JSON stuff, sure. Basically strings, I suppose. See, the problem is I do not understand the issue. Yes. And I don't know why don't we not need this. I don't know. So we need it to make open ports. Does it have any ports? It does have ports. Cool. So, mail service. Oh, we can use the mail service to do that weird mail issue. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. Apparently there's some mail in Supabase. Cool. So, we don't need mail. So I assume, actually, I think I kind of know what this is. So we have this file, maybe because Supabase, when we installed it, it installed it automatically. And I could be wrong here, but it looks like it is because we don't have any mail as a service. We don't have like all this stuff, but it's here because it was built from a default thing. That's what I think happened. All right. So whatever meta is, I'm not sure, but I think, so we have services and maybe we need to have a service of, okay, he literally says, what the fuck? Okay, hold up. There. And I'm gonna show you this. So you can see me looking at the issue. So he says, define a development UML. So that's what we're gonna do. Development UML. Cool. Now, what does it mean though? Well, it says, look, use this as an example. So I'm gonna just literally copy it. Now, okay. Oh, is this version of the file or of the Supabase? I'm not sure. We'd use a file on somewhere. Oh, I see. There's literally a link. Okay, cool. So this issue is becoming less unknown so far. Problem is I don't really know how to make YAML files. So let us Google. Let's say Supabase YAML. Let's see if that gives us anything. It doesn't seem like it does any concrete stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, with Docker, that looks about right. It looks like it uses Dockosaurus, by the way. Like this UI looks familiar. Not Supabase. Well, I want to try and see if there's any pre-made stuff that I could use as a reference. Configuration. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really give examples in here, huh? Alright. Okay, next. Docker Yumalo. And I wonder if I need to do development compose dev Yumalo or something, if there's a different naming stuff. But let me see. So, Docker compose Yumalo. Cool. Define the services that make your app. Okay, so I wonder if I need to define like all the services, as in all the microservices that we have, or just only the ones that are connected to what we're working with. Now the question is, what are we working with? I'm not sure. Like, this is in Docker, so I think we do have to define all the microservices in here. Okay. Interesting. So I know we have a web service, so we're gonna start from here. And also, I don't know what to do with version, because is this version of Docker? Is this version of Supabase? Is this version of our Telescope release? Well, I'm not sure. I would guess it might be Docker, but could be like our own defined version. Like, we can put whatever in here. Either way, I'm gonna try to make sense of this. Oh, oops. Okay, so we have a web service. Now the question is, does Supabase run any web stuff? I know it runs auth, so maybe I'm just gonna add auth in here. Now, see, it would be cool if I had some kind of a... Why are there so many Docker composes? Okay, makes sense. Why are there so many Docker composes? There's this one here, there's this one here, and there's this one here that's kind of empty. Okay, good. A link. Great. Okay, cool. So I think it's fair to use the latest thing. Yeah, we have 3.8 in here too. So that's fair. We're good with our first line, guys. Great. Okay. So, all right. I see. So this, I think, is the pre-built or the default built config files of Supabase. At least looks like it, because I don't think we have written that. It just includes a lot of... Now this looks like we have written this. What the fuck? Yes. It does look so. So you see how we have a lot of shit in here? So I think difference between this one and the one I'm making... Wait, hold on, there is already a development YAML. So what am I doing? Why am I think apparently I need to change a couple of things. So I'm gonna delete this for now, because we already have a development YAML and we might just need to work with this. Let me see. So this is version 3. This is kind of old, I see. So maybe we just need to update this file. Right! I forgot! I was supposed to ask for help on this. No wonder I'm struggling, because I should have received instructions, which I have not received yet. Okay, well, in this case, I'm gonna try to understand what this is about, but I think I will not attempt to solve this because I don't really have enough information. Or rather, I don't have it currently with my current brain available, so it's kind of unlucky. Also, I'm feeling so fucking tired at this point, but I have started looking at this and I want to at least have an idea. So, what do we have? API shit. Cool, cool, cool. Nginx and traffic. I know those. In theory. Login. This is auth stuff. Yep. Looks about right. Looks right to me. I do not understand volumes. I think. I wonder what those mean. But, yeah. Maybe I'll find out. Test web content. So, I think this is running a tester. It's either, oh, well, I might as well read comments. Why am I, right. Set up web content for tests. Yes, okay. So this is to run tests on the web service. Elasticsearch? Now SSO, interesting. So SSO is connected to the web content in here. Interesting. So it is already connected to Kong, which is a Supabase thing, which is pretty cool. We have gotten our first step into using Supabase, and I literally found the line on it. Okay, so there is a to-do in here. Interesting. Let me see what this is. Write tests and enable parser service. Hasn't this been a thing for forever? What the fuck? Look at this, look at this, look at this. 9th of April 2021. Yo. It is 13 days ago there's been stuff. And it has been transferred to 2.8 now. And there's a to-do, and well, I wonder what the parser service does. But I think, honestly, I could actually work on this a little to maybe figure out what this is about. I wonder if there's a draft PR. I wish there is one. It's not really a draft, it's open, so I'm not sure how good it is. Looks like it's almost done, or is done. Well, let me see. Files changed. This is documentation stuff. You can ignore pimp and walk YAML. I think this is automatic changes. I just wonder, like, you know what, like, because again, YAML files, isn't that what we're supposed to be looking at? You know what, I think this is auto-generated shit, so no, never mind. Does everything what the current legacy backend does. Oh, well, that's probably not as difficult then. Okay, so this is what they did. Okay. So, I would probably not be able to do this. Package JSON, automatic shit, sure, readme, whatever. Feed.js. Utils storage, because there's stuff renamed now, apparently. This is formatting. There's just a lot of formatting, I guess. What is this? If article missing. Is this new stuff or is this just formatting? I do not know. Because if this is new, like, why is there so much? This seems like a lot. But hey, looks pretty cool. I know the release has been delayed until today, at least, as far as I know. And I don't know if it has been technically released, so I'm making release notes, but I don't know if they're ready. Okay, so there's changes to Index G. I am kind of lost on this. Like, why is there so many changes? Oh, because this PR is about making parser service work, but it is also a part of doing Docker stuff on it. Thanks, but there's nothing to save. Man, maybe I need my brain to save. Maybe, can I please press the save button so I can, you know, store information in there? I know it doesn't work, but, you know, if that was a button, I tried. Okay, so this has been huge, damn. This is a lot of shit, a lot of work. It's pretty cool. But, it has been reviewed even. There's so much stuff, man. I think it has been approved. I don't even know. I'm just gonna add another thing that I've added. If anyone has noticed, review difficulty. Because we had, I'm gonna say it's hard because it's a completely new stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just hard. Looks hard to me, but we've had like a problem with having so many PRs. We had like 20 not reviewed, or yeah. Okay, I'm actually curious at looking at this. So we have a new service, and we need to Dockerize every service we have. So we are basically adding Docker to the service. So I just wonder what steps are included in this. So env.development, not development YAML, not what I'm looking at. And maybe I should show this to you like this, so it's a little easier to see. All right. Okay, so what we have here I'm kind of confused. Why is there is this the same file, but just, I don't, okay, so there are different things if it's staging versus if it's production, sure. Development YAML, so what I need to add, context, interesting, Docker file, ports, opened. Okay, depends on Nginx. Interesting. Like, I'm looking at this and it makes sense. Yeah, that's what it's just the size of it, at the very least. Okay, Docker Compose. Okay. Git pod. Docs. So I see. So we're basically adding a thing related to Docker, or sorry, the thing related to Dockosaurus. Then we have a development YAML which just links the Docker file, and here is the Docker file itself. Sure. Installing. From where? npm install. Before you run. Okay, yeah, this seems to make sense to me. You just add instructions. Okay, yeah. And then you kind of add docks service to other things it might be related to, and this is why we see like Git pod production, like these are just different, I feel like, environments, I guess. Yeah, okay. So I'm kind of like, I can look at Docker now, so that's cool, and not like completely not understand everything. But as I have remembered recently that I have not been instructed to deal with this yet. I have been instructed to deal with this, but I have not been informed how to deal with this. So I think I better do that first and then try to deal with this. Let me think, because honestly I am pretty tired, but let me just check if we went through everything in here. Yeah. Basically patch notes or release notes or 3000th issue. Doesn't seem like people want to get on stream, which I get. Honestly, it was probably like the most difficult person. Okay. See, I can't even form a sentence. Like, okay, I'm probably the most difficult person to get on stream because it's the amount of preparation. Oh, it's too much. But yes, turns out I have actually. So I have woke up yesterday before midnight, and I was like, okay, I have time to write my blog. And then I completely forgot about it. So, yes, I do need to write the blog part about what I have done. And I need to not remember the issues part, because every little thing I feel like I want to document, not to like brag about little things, but at the same time, you know, if someone is like, who the fuck added those stupid labels, at least there's, you know, a track record on that. But yes, I feel like I haven't. Yeah, I think I don't have much more to say on the telescope specifically. So, yeah. I have not done much this week. And, oh, sure. So, something that I feel like usually people don't get to deal with in their classes at the very least. So I've had some projects to do with C# and ASP.NET, and what I learned from that is C# is pretty. It's not difficult to use. It seems pretty like logical. It makes sense. It's the problem I have with it. It's like a lot of code. It's like C++ level of amount of code, but it's not as much of like, fuck the error. Fuck the memory is leaking. No, it's like simplified, but it's just a lot of unnecessary things. And then I was like, they say C# is like Java plus C++, and I'm like, well, okay, so let's look at Java, because I did have a class on Java, and yes, I hate Java. So it would only make sense that I don't like C#. I have dealt with, talk about C#, I have dealt with Unity, the game engine. I have, so Unity is honestly not a great game engine to really get deep into game development. It's more for like simple 2D things. I feel like the coding you do in there is pretty minimal, and you can do it either way with connecting things. What Unity is good for is connecting things together. You have this animation, this character, this environment, and you need to add controls, and you put it all together and it kind of works. But as to make something more difficult than that, it's not as good. Now, I've also had to deal with Unreal Engine 4, and that one's much more powerful, and that one I will recommend more. But at the same time, I didn't go as deep as I could have, and I wish I did. Yeah, at the time I was pretty busy with things. What else was cool? I've dealt with Vue. So you know how there's React, there's Angular, and there's Vue. So I have tried around Vue, and it seems to make sense to me how it's like the middle point between React and Angular. And I wouldn't say I hate the syntax. I do not like how they deal with data in Vue. You kind of have to encapsulate everything in a single function, and data is kind of a part of that function, or I guess a method, which I don't really like. It just doesn't look nice. And also, I have a problem with Vue's documentation. It's like it kind of tells you things, but to know the things you need to know, you need to read the whole documentation. And the examples they give you aren't complete. So if you don't know the context, the examples aren't useful because they don't show you the whole picture. But if you already know the context, well, do you really need an example then? So it's not really a good documentation that way. What else would be a cool technology? I wish I could say I dealt with VR things, but I haven't really done any VR stuff to do with coding. I have been drawing in VR, but I actually want to do that sometime soon again. So maybe next stream I will have a section on VR drawing. It's a pretty unique experience. But let me remember a little more. I'm sure I have dealt with some things, unusual things, I guess. Oh, Go. Right. Dude, Go is the language I will always try to work with, like if I had a choice of language. And usually it's a bad choice just because of the pure lack of documentation for things. So, for example, I have tried to make a Slack bot on Go, and I have found an API for Go and Slack. And, well, turns out it's for an outdated version, which used a different authentication method, which doesn't work anymore. So it just doesn't work, and you're just stuck. You can't do anything. So it's like that a lot with Go. And I feel like Go could be a great tool for very experienced programmers because for them, lack of documentation isn't an issue. Like they can just like, I don't know, figure it out, I guess. But for me, it's always been hard to start with Go and like keep it going as my main language. Simply because like to start, I need good resources and there aren't resources for everything in Go. There are in JavaScript, but not in Go. So, you know, I'm trying to incorporate it everywhere I can, but it doesn't always work out. All right. So, chat. So, I'm just trying to remember if there's anything else I want to mention before ending because I am very tired. And I don't know if you can tell from my face. Or my throat that's been like I wonder if that's because I've been talking or I'm getting COVID again. Lucky, that would be my third time. Maybe fourth. I don't remember. Okay, right. So I'm debating if I want to have the streams about Telescope, specifically about updates on Telescope, every week or every 2 weeks. So do I want to talk just our progress this week, or do I want to talk about specifically the whole release? because maybe there's no need to do it every week. There's not enough content to look through every week. I don't know. But it's a good practice to try to do it every week so we have enough content. Now, as I said, I do want to have more VR drawing streams. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna have them next time. I'm gonna say I'll try to have them next time, but because like VR streams are the most pain to set up. And then after you do them, you can't do them for a long time, and then you have to change your setup again, and you're also physically drained from the VR experience. So yeah, but it looks pretty cool. So I will try. So that's what you can expect from the next streams, and since I am doing stuff with Telescope, I kind of have to be somewhat consistent, so you can expect a stream once a week now. I don't think that's ever been the case with my streams. Inconsistency is just part of them. I guess things are changing. Alright, I'm gonna remind you that there is a viewer... Yes, exactly. There's a channel point reward for viewers. So you know how in chat you have like somewhere there below, like in chat, you have this viewer points thing that just keeps adding on. Yeah, so there's this reward where you can basically select a t-shirt for me to wear for the next stream. And I'm just saying this because nobody has selected one for the next stream, and I don't know, maybe you want one specific t-shirt from the list to be on the next one. But other than that, thanks for watching, thanks for following Telescope development. I feel like this has not been that organized. CatCam, there used to be a CatCam. So there used to be a camera, so I used to, when I lived in my other place, I used to have this other chair right here, and that would be the chair where my cats would hang out all the time. So I would consistently have them there, and I would have another camera just point there, and like, you would just be able to look at cats while you're looking or watching this stream. But unfortunately now, yeah, I can't do that setup anymore, and the cats just hang around everywhere else. So yeah, there's no consistent place for them to be. So yeah, we'll see, maybe it will return one day. But yeah, other than that, I think I am done for today. Hope people come on to some future streams, because I feel like maybe some people have more interesting things to say about what they have done. Hey, boop to you too. I suppose see you on the next stream. Bye people, bye Telescope developers, and just lurkers who don't really know what Telescope is, but maybe they have found out now. Bye bye.